El Salvador's decision to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender in September 2021 sent ripples across the global economic and financial landscape. As the first country to take such a step, El Salvador thrust itself into the spotlight of monetary innovation, sparking debates over the potential benefits and risks of cryptocurrency adoption on a national scale. To understand why this small Central American country took such a bold leap, it's essential to explore the motivations, goals, and challenges underpinning this historic decision. Background: the state of El Salvador's economy. El Salvador is a developing nation with a population of approximately 6.5 million people. The country's economy has faced persistent challenges, including a high poverty rate, significant reliance on remittances, and limited financial inclusion. Historically, El Salvador has struggled to provide access to banking services for its population, with nearly 70% of its citizens unbanked as of 2020. This exclusion from traditional financial systems has created barriers to economic mobility and development. Moreover, El Salvador adopted the US dollar as its official currency in 2001, relinquishing control over its monetary policy. While dollarization brought some stability, it also left the country vulnerable to external economic shocks and removed its ability to influence monetary conditions internally. In this context, the introduction of Bitcoin as legal tender represented both a radical departure from the norm and a potential pathway toward greater financial sovereignty. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insights. The key motivations for adopting Bitcoin. A major driving force behind El Salvador's embrace of Bitcoin was the desire to improve financial inclusion. With a significant portion of the population lacking access to traditional banking, Bitcoin offered an alternative that required only a smartphone and internet access. Through the use of digital wallets like the government-backed Chivo Wallet, individuals could participate in the economy without the need for bank accounts or intermediaries. This democratization of financial services aimed to empower the unbanked population and integrate them into the broader economy. Remittances from Salvadorans living abroad, particularly in the United States, are a vital component of El Salvador's economy, accounting for over 20% of the country's GDP. Traditional remittance channels such as Western Union and MoneyGram often charge high fees, reducing the amount of money that reaches recipients. By adopting Bitcoin, the government sought to provide a cheaper and faster alternative for transferring money across borders. With Bitcoin transactions potentially eliminating intermediaries, Salvadorans could save millions of dollars annually in remittance fees. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele framed Bitcoin adoption as a strategy to position the country as a hub for technological innovation and investment. By becoming the first nation to embrace Bitcoin as legal tender, El Salvador aimed to attract cryptocurrency entrepreneurs, startups, and investors. The government also planned to leverage Bitcoin to stimulate tourism and create jobs, particularly through initiatives like Bitcoin Beach, a community project that served as a model for Bitcoin-driven economic activity. While El Salvador's economy is dollarized, Bitcoin adoption represented an opportunity to diversify its monetary system and reduce reliance on the US dollar. By creating a dual currency system, the government aimed to gain more control over its economic destiny and mitigate the risks associated with external shocks to the US economy. Additionally, holding Bitcoin as a reserve asset could potentially provide a hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. Experimenting with digital transformation. Bitcoin adoption aligned with El Salvador's broader push toward digital transformation. By integrating blockchain technology into its financial infrastructure, the government hoped to modernize the economy and improve transparency. This initiative also reflected President Bukele's ambitions to project El Salvador as a forward-thinking nation, willing to embrace emerging technologies. The implementation of Bitcoin as legal tender. The passage of the Bitcoin law in June 2021 marked the beginning of El Salvador's journey into the world of cryptocurrency. The law mandated that Bitcoin would be accepted alongside the US dollar for all transactions, making it the second official currency. To facilitate adoption, the government launched the Chivo Wallet app, which allowed citizens to store, send, and receive Bitcoin. Each user received an incentive of $30 in Bitcoin upon downloading the app. To support the new system, the government installed a network of Bitcoin ATMs across the country, enabling users to exchange Bitcoin for cash. It also established a $150 million trust fund to stabilize Bitcoin's value and reduce volatility for merchants. Despite these efforts, the rollout faced significant challenges, including technical glitches with the Chivo Wallet and widespread skepticism among citizens. Challenges and criticisms. While the adoption of Bitcoin was hailed as visionary by some, it also attracted criticism and controversy. The main challenges and concerns include one of the most significant risks associated with Bitcoin is its price volatility. For a developing country like El Salvador, the fluctuating value of Bitcoin poses challenges for businesses and consumers in maintaining price stability. Critics argued that this volatility could undermine confidence in the currency and disrupt economic activity. Surveys conducted shortly after the Bitcoin law was implemented revealed that many Salvadorans were skeptical of the cryptocurrency. Concerns ranged from a lack of understanding of how Bitcoin works to fears about its impact on the economy. Some citizens also protested the mandatory acceptance of Bitcoin, arguing that it imposed unnecessary risks on merchants and consumers. The successful adoption of Bitcoin relies on widespread access to technology and the internet. However, El Salvador's digital infrastructure was not fully equipped to support such a transition, particularly in rural areas with limited connectivity. Additionally, technical issues with the Chivo Wallet app during its initial launch undermined public trust in the system. Bitcoin's pseudonymous nature has raised concerns about its potential use for illegal activities, including money laundering and tax evasion. Critics warned that the adoption of Bitcoin could make El Salvador a haven for financial crimes, damaging its international reputation. The government's decision to invest heavily in Bitcoin and related infrastructure drew criticism for its fiscal implications. With limited financial resources, some argued that the funds could have been better spent on addressing pressing social and economic issues such as healthcare and education. El Salvador's experiment with Bitcoin is still in its early stages, and its long-term success remains uncertain. The government has continued to double down on its commitment, launching initiatives such as Bitcoin bonds to fund infrastructure projects, including the ambitious Bitcoin City. However, the adoption of Bitcoin has yet to yield the transformative economic benefits that were initially promised. Despite the challenges, El Salvador's bold move has positioned the country as a pioneer in the cryptocurrency space. It has sparked global discussions about the role of digital currencies in the future of finance, and inspired other nations to explore similar initiatives. For El Salvador, the experiment represents both an opportunity and a gamble, one that could redefine its economic trajectory or expose it to significant risks. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.